What happens when you take two B-list characters from the comics, give them the two best individual films in the franchise, and then pit them against each other? Civil War! Civil War is a film where the more you do your homework, the more you're going to enjoy this film. If you've watched these 5 films, Iron Man 1 and 2, Captain America Winter Soldier, and Age of Ultron, then you're walking into the cinema getting ready for the jackpot. Civil War! It's not to say the film doesn't stand alone, but do yourself a favour. You're going to thank me, because that little assignment is vital in understanding the characters' motivations and their choices. But if you haven't been following these guys through the 10 hours plus that precede this movie, then I think you might be back to things like, really? And why don't they just talk it out? And the truth is, you're better than that, and so is this film. You see, when you've seen those other films, the entrenched stance that they take makes perfect sense, and you see both sides, and then you get the full value of the movie. This film hinges the conflict off 2 different reasons, ideological and emotional, and that's what gives the film so much power. It's not just about a clash of ideologies, it's about how far you'll go when driven by guilt and revenge. Civil War. As an audience, there's a million different ways to add this up. You could side with one ideologically and the other emotionally, and that causes the conflict inside of yourself. I walked out of the film respecting the points of view of pretty much every character in the movie, i.e. if I was put in their shoes, I'd see their point of view, even though I might not agree with it, and that even includes the villain, which is pretty unusual. I found myself incredibly moved at various points, but also throughout the film there was a great humour and they balanced it well. The action's fast-paced and they really stepped it up. Now, the shaky cam for me is a little bit annoying, but they've shot it well enough that you can follow it. I know the shaky cam is probably a little bit more realistic if I was actually watching a super-powered fight, because it would move faster than my eyes could see, but in the cinema I just want to see clean shots. But that pales into insignificance because they've written it well enough that I can support and care about both of these characters while still taking on a side. Civil War. The introduction of new characters and familiar old characters was expertly handled. Most had real reasons to be there, and those that didn't added enough to the scenes to just make it a pleasure to have them. The acting in this from everyone was great, and the 2 main leads were exceptional, but I gotta give a shout out to Sebastian Stan. That boy was walking a tightrope in every scene. I didn't know whether to love him, to fear him, to hate him, to feel sorry for him. I didn't know if he was a victim or a bad guy. God knows. Great acting. Tony Tech was great, but it always is. The action scenes were highly entertaining, but this film chose an emotional, intimate climax rather than the normal blockbuster set piece, and it is that takes this film over the top. Running all of this through Jarvis, I give this film 94%. So get yourself down there. My head's with Cap, but my heart's Team Stark. What about you? Type away in the comments, bae. Blast the thumbs up, and if you like my vibe, please subscribe. Woo! Woo!